Okay, so we're gonna be talking about my new shirt, y'all, because I've been trying to find the right Harry Potter thing to wear that I'm like, no,
Why
I'm not
specifically?
such a
Is
huge.
there an event or something coming up?
No, I just because I don't have any Harry Potter like items.
Swag.
Yeah, I have like a game. I bought a Harry Potter puzzle. I have 2 Harry Potter scenic games. I got the books. Actually, I'm missing book 6 in my collection, so that's something I need to do. But I've always wanted like the Harry Potter clothes and stuff, but I just don't want stuff that has like skulls on it or like
Why would
witchy
they have
stuff.
skulls?
Because they do that sometimes with Harry Potter stuff.
Huh.
That's just my personal preference. Like, I don't like wearing skulls and witches. So sometimes they have certain things that I'm like, I don't want that on my body. I know it's part of the thing, but I don't want to wear it. So it's like, I just wanted to find the right item, you know? I'm just particular about certain prints and things, and I don't wear nothing with snakes on it. So, you know, so certain things I'm like, oh, I can't wear that because there's snakes on it. I mean, I know it's about Slytherin, and I don't like Slytherins anyway. They're not me, you know. I'm Gryffindor all day, baby, all day. Jaru, baby.
What else?
I have no idea why I said that.
Team Hufflepuff over here.
Yeah, so sometimes Torrid has like functional clothes that you can actually wear. They're not like costumey. They have functional clothes. Like, this is like a functional top.
You know what's funny? A lot of my friends who I do actually know what house they are, they're actually Slytherin.
Everybody.
Leek was a Slytherin.
Of course. All of them, they love the girl I knew I used to work with. She was a Slytherin all day, every day. Like, she even got pissed because her ex-boyfriend sent her, her ex-boyfriend sent her a Gryffindor purse. And it was so cute. And she went on Instagram and was like, this nigga right here. You know, she was so mad at him. And I'm like, I think it's cute. She's like, no, I am not a Gryffindor. And I'm like, you can roll that over here. She gave it to her mom because her mom is a Gryffindor.
Okay.
But she said, sorry, it came to the house, so I gave it to mom. But she was so mad about it. She was like, nah, you know. And then I told her that Torrid, because she's also plus size like me. So I told her that Torrid had these awesome cardigans.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Cardigan.
I want because of the color, the yellow and the black and the gray, and it had like the lines right here. I wanted the Hufflepuff one.
Trying to move on up on our Hufflepuff.
Only because of the pretty. It was so pretty. The Gryffindor one was the colors, but I just didn't care for it. Like I was like, this looks like boarding school. I don't know. It was the same style. It was the same style cardigan, but it was just like the way they did the colors. I wasn't feeling it.
Wasn't hitting on anything.
The Hufflepuff one, that yellow, bow, bow, bow. Oh, hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, it's your girl, Triple F Queen Bola in the house.
And your other girl with no tagline, Whitney.
We should just call you no tagline. And we are BlerdTalk with Bola and Whitney. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
And we are back with another episode for you guys.
Yes, we are.
We are in the nice, beautiful fall, my favorite season, month of November. And it's what? Thanksgiving month too.
Do you remember?
Turkey Day.
The 21st time of September.
I said November.
Oh, yeah. For some reason in my head it was November, but as I started singing it, I was like, oh, that is September. I don't know why I thought that, because the song is clearly called September.
Said I do remember. Dancing in September.
Never was a cloudy day.
I thought it was lovely day. Yeah, Whitney. We're back to singing. Sorry, guys. I'm congested a little bit too. So.
I mean, you'll have to let me know since you did the show notes. But I feel like we did have a song last time. We didn't sing as much.
I think you sang a song and I didn't sing at all. No, I sang one thing. I remember listening back to the whole thing and I was like, there's no songs in the last episode we did. Anyway, I don't know. But
we're sorry, guys, because that is like our promise to you.
Yes.
Every episode, you will get a song.
You get a blerdy opinion by 2 black, educated, nerdy females. But you get a song, too, and some riveting conversation. If not riveting, then hilarious. Anyway, so we're back with another episode this week for our new month. I don't know if we have a theme going on this month.
To be
honest,
kind of
is.
I mean, we're going to try for it, but honestly, Bola, I don't know if we're going to have enough time to get the other one in time for.
No, we might have to double up.
We might have to have a repeat, you guys.
Oh yeah, we might have to double up because Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because of Thanksgiving, I don't think we're gonna have time to record the one that we were planning on. And plus, we have a special guest.
Oh yeah, Jane's
not
coming
even
back.
special guest. She's more like a recurring.
Yeah, Jane's gonna come back for that one.
Yeah, and we got to take into consideration other people's Thanksgiving plans in addition to our own. So with all that, I don't think we're gonna be able to get it out for November.
We'll talk it. We'll talk it out. We'll check it out. We'll talk after the show. They don't gotta know about our plannings. Well, hopefully we'll have another one, but this episode will be new and premiering next Thursday for you guys. Okay.
Well, I mean, for you guys, it'll just be
the Thursday.
It's
my bad, y'all. It will just be the Thursday. It's today, the day you're listening to. If you're listening now, it's right now. Okay. But today's episode we're gonna be talking about Black Widow. That's a long-awaited film. They should have done this a long time ago, but sometimes the best things you gotta wait for, right?
That's right.
That's right. In the meantime, we're gonna talk about what we're blurting out about right now. Let's go. What we blurting out about, Whitney?
What am I blurting out about? I just got myself a new office chair, which I'm really happy about because this is ergonomic. It's so nice. Thank you, Sissy, my sister-in-law. I got it from her, and it is, because I needed it because my previous office chair, it's probably like 20 years old.
Y'all, I looked at it and I was like, damn, was that what you were sitting on the whole time? I was like, oh, yeah, get rid of this.
It's like, why were my buns hurt all the time?
I didn't realize that's what you were sitting on this whole time.
Yeah,
that
and
is
I actually,
not a comfortable chair.
A couple weeks ago, I put my hand on the actual, bottom of the chair, and I'm like, oh, the cushioning in this is, gone. Mm-hmm. This is why my buns hurt all the time.
Oh, man, I would have just sat on my chair.
And it doesn't
on my
even
couch.
have, it doesn't come up very high either, so it's just,
low, too, so it's not good for the hips and everything. It's not, these ones are not even ergonomically, correct at all.
Yeah, it's not, it's really not. So, this new chair, it's lovely. It's so nice.
I got a new chair, too. But I'm not blurting out about that.
What am I blurting out about? I don't know. Me and my mom are still... Well, my mom is way ahead of me on watching...
Teen Wolf.
Lucifer. No, we finished Teen Wolf.
Okay,
we
good.
finished Teen Wolf. Now, she's way ahead of me watching Lucifer. And then she just suggested to me that I watch... it's not the originals. What is it? Legacies. Which is a spinoff.
It's on CW, right?
The originals, which was a spinoff of the Vampire Diaries. I actually used to watch the Vampire Diaries. I liked it. But then everybody was getting killed, and I'm like, well, none of my people I like is alive. So I fell off of it. And then I kind of watched a little bit of the originals, and I kind of fell off. But I think I'm going to go and rewatch those. But my mom was like, oh, Whitney, you got to watch Legacies. And I'm like, Legacies? Okay, check it out.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm not going to lie. The pinnacle of my vampire viewership was, one, I loved Interview with the Vampire. Those were great.
Oh, yeah, I did love that.
Those were great.
And I also love, obviously, because of things we've talked about before, loved Queen of the Damned.
I never watched that, actually. But I know what you're talking about.
With Aaliyah, yeah.
Yeah, I know she was a vampire.
I still want to cosplay her.
You can do it, Whitney. Anything's possible. But the only other one, a vampire thing I really liked was Twilight, honestly. I liked the Twilight series.
I mean,
that's the pinnacle, and that's where I stopped.
But it's one of the ones where I liked it more or less. But, it's one of those ones that I'm kind of embarrassed to say I like.
It's a guilty pleasure. Is
exactly.
that what you're saying?
It's a guilty pleasure.
I'm not going to lie. I watched the whole thing again with my sister. I just enjoyed it. It was very well made, honestly. For the book is terrible to me. I could not. My sister loved the books, but I could not.
I read all the books, yeah.
You read the books?
I read the books.
Weren't they terrible?
I mean...
The movie was better. You know that.
I would say that they were pretty on par. They were pretty on par. But I was just the sparkling thing. The
graphics were bad.
What is this hot mess?
They didn't have enough.
I was squinting at the screen. Is he supposed to be?
They didn't have enough budget to get some. It's like Dune from the 1984 version, where you the box.
Oh my god. That was hilarious.
Where you're somebody had no budget.
What am I even looking at here?
Yeah, but I remember everyone talked about how terrible that went. And now I'm sure they would have done it a lot better.
It's a guilty pleasure, but okay, I liked a little bit of it. But then it's I was so frustrated with mostly Bella's character, but also frustrated just in general. There was so much unfulfilled sexual tension for so long.
But that's the whole thing. It's the slow burn. That's the whole thing that kept people entertained and People loved it. I don't know what to tell you. And I did too, as much as it was so irritating. And I liked the newer ones where they started going into the vampire stuff. Like, for some reason, I was just so into the background story of his family. Like, how they all lived in different, like, time periods.
Yeah.
And the different ways they became vampires. I just thought that storytelling was amazing. My sister would tell me all the, because I didn't read the books. Because my sister would tell me the stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is so interesting. Where can I find it so I can just read that one passage?
That's funny. But yeah, but she, don't you think she was like, for me, Bella, particularly
annoying?
Was because I'm like looking at it like my family is very close. We're very close, like extended family and everything, like really close. We have family reunions and everything. So the fact that she was just willing to like just let her dad and mom believe that she was dead, like I'm just gonna go with this dude that I love, and I'm just gonna like flutter off and Whitney. F my family. I'm like, you bitch.
Whitney, two things. One, how your black parents really gonna take that? I decided to become a vampire and be undead. They will kill you first. Two, white people, they can do that. That is my main explanation, because like you, I would never get away with that ever. I wouldn't even think of it. I'll be trying to just run off and not bother them, and they'd be mad at me at home. I feel
like if I did think it, somehow telepathically, my mother would be like, what crazy thing are you thinking of right now? Like,
my mom is very spiritual and connected to God, so she'd be like, Holy Spirit told me you are trying to become an undead. We need to pray. That's what will happen. They will be like exercising shit and everything. I'm sorry, exercising stuff. It's like, no, that would never happen. So again, white people, this is something they do. Because sometimes I'm like, I be seeing how white people treat their parents sometimes, or like somehow they talk to them some kind of way. Ooh. And I'm just like, how y'all get away with this?
Yes, had they been black.
Shut up, Mom. I hate you, man.
Oh my God, like I cannot even imagine.
If I tell my mom, you hurt my feelings, she's like, don't disrespect me, and I'm like, yes, Mom. So I'm sorry, I have African parents too, so I'm like, I cannot. So they just be doing stuff. So I get you, Whitney, because I get you. Bella was annoying.
And we've heard from like other creators on like YouTube or whatnot. Like, this is not just limited to like African or black parents. This is like a minority thing, because apparently that's just it seems to be a white people thing. Because like other people like Asians, Hispanic, like no, we don't go for that. No. You will be disciplined. You will respect your parents.
Yes, exactamente. So I don't know. Just not. I don't know. I wouldn't be doing it anyway. But I did like Twilight. I still rock hard with it. And I really like the last two. Yeah, I like the last. I like the third one and there's only 4, right?
Yeah, there's what is it? Twilight, Breaking Dawn, or is it 3?
Is it 4? It's 4 books.
Well, no, I think there's either 3 or 4 books, and there were like 4 movies. Like,
I know the last Twilight. One. Oh, it's Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn.
Oh, okay. 4.
So it's 5 movies then.
Okay.
I like movie number 3, Eclipse, and I like Breaking Dawn 2 the most. Yeah. I didn't really care for New Moon, even though that was Jacob's book, but that was his movie. But he was just irritating me. Jacob was irritating.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I mean, it's like as much as I liked as an actor.
He just disappeared, by the way. He's just falling off. I'm like, he couldn't get another role. Damn. But it happened like that. Sometimes
I wonder about that too. Like, I wonder for some people, is it like, could you not get another role in the type of thing you want to act in, or did you just kind of lose interest?
Decision, yeah, because sometimes that happens. Some people are like, I'm done with acting.
Just because you were good at something doesn't mean you have to do it forever if you're not into it anymore.
Plus the industry too. Sometimes the industry can like deter people. Yeah, it is at times, and
it's like, I don't need this negativity in my life. I'm like, I support you.
Sometimes you do better if you're a British person, because it looks like all the Brits are like taking over. But I like them though.
Oh wait. I'm sorry. Are you almost done with your? No, you weren't.
I didn't blurt out. We're still on your thing.
Oh, I thought you were blurting out about Twilight or something.
No, you brought it up.
Oh, did I?
I brought up Twilight, but that was the vampire stuff. But okay. That's not my blurt out.
So what I forgot. This is what I actually am blurting out about. The harder they fall.
Oh my God! Yes, that's my blurt out. Yes. Sorry, y'all. We got loud for a second. I'm sorry.
This is why we're like. So we're always here, you guys.
Yes. So you watched that thing?
Yes. Oh my God.
It was so awesome.
It was.
How you know that was not blurred out.
I didn't know that because I was blurred out about it. Because I'm like, I watched it with my mom because we were like, okay, are we gonna watch some episodes?
Yes, I watched it with my family.
Oh, I'm like, this premiered. I was like, Mom, you want to watch this? Because I saw the preview. They like put it on the big thing for me, and I'm like, oh my God, that looks amazing.
It was phenomenal, and I have to set big ups because they featured the Nigerian musician like in one of the songs, the fight scene where the two Trudy and the girl and Mary Fields are fighting. They play some Fela Kuti, and I was like, that's Yoruba.
That was one of the things that was like really just excellent about this. The soundtrack, like, oh my God, it was fire.
God. I posted on my Instagram. See, you would have known I watched it if you watched my stories, but I know you don't go on Instagram. But as soon as I watched, I was like, now look at black people. We are so freaking cool. We made a Western even cooler.
Yes.
Like the music that they had, like,
oh
of course,
God.
we ain't gonna be rolling out to some banjos. We gonna be like, what up, yo, the holiday. I'm like, the soundtrack was amazing. The movie was bomb. I loved it.
Just fire.
The twist at the end too. We're not gonna give it away, y'all.
As soon as I saw Regina King, I was like, I gotta see this. That's my girl.
Idris Elba, please.
I do like Idris Elba, but ever since she was Sister Night,
I know.
You know, girl.
I know.
You know.
And I've been liking Jonathan Majors. He was at the end of Loki. I was interested in him as a person, but I was like,
I liked him because of
he's in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
But I liked him because I saw him in Loki, and he made that last episode worth watching. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Loki fan. I'm not.
Yeah, that's kind of at the bottom of my Marvel series. Again. It's just it didn't hit as well for me as a lot of the other Marvel
and
series.
And they did like the best apparently, and I'm like, nah, WandaVision is still the best to me.
Huh? I'm surprised.
It did better than Falcon and WandaVision.
When I saw Jonathan, I think the very first thing I saw him in was Lovecraft Country. I did not know about him until then, but like when I saw him, I was like, oh my God. This is the most Superman looking body I've ever seen.
Yes, he was just
a triangle.
For he has just manly look. Just like, Jonathan, just like, you're younger than me. We can do some stuff. I was just loving the movie. It had Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh my God!
And it had my favorite dude, Dion Cole from is his name Dion Cole? Anyway, if you watch Blackish, the funny guy that plays Charlie on Blackish, that's him. He's a he's a comedian. I think his name is Dion Cole.
Was he the quick shot?
No, he was the one that was like trying to amp himself up for when Rufus Buck came back into town. Came back into town, and he was like, I got this. And then he came out and started a fight with him and got his butt beat so bad. That was my dude, and I love Blackish because of him. I love him in Blackish. But he's a writer. He wrote for a bunch of stuff. I don't even know how much he writes, but he's a comedian, writer, actor. He's awesome. Anyway, but yes, girl, I will watch a Western like that anytime, any day. Yes. I loved it, and I don't think they need a sequel. I think they can do it like that the way it is. I just like it. It's so self-contained. I'm good.
I'm good too, but I was just like, this is amazing.
Girl, I'll watch that mess again. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Yes.
And I loved, what's her name? She was,
Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, because she was in Deadpool.
Yeah. She was in Deadpool too. Mm-hmm. And then the quick draw, the little kid too.
Yeah.
And I just love how they remained black. Actually, the guy from Twilight was in there too. He was Pickett. Oh. He played the black vampire.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I know who you're talking about. The other thing that I really liked about it. It made me interested in looking up these characters because at the beginning it said
they were real.
This is a fictional story, but the characters in here are
now,
real.
Now I'd be watching interviews and stuff, so I already know all the details. So apparently they all were like real characters, but they're all like dispersed through a different time period. So some of them never even ran into each other.
Yeah,
some of them were like super young,
and
but
not
I like what they did.
Like criminals like in there because
some of them they were criminals.
Like Stagecoach Mary, when I read about her, it was saying that she was like the first black postmaster.
Yeah, she wasn't a criminal. Yeah, she wasn't a criminal.
I mean, a lot of the other,
but they did some activities. That's all.
But the picture I saw of her, she was holding a shotgun.
That's what I'm saying.
But I guess Mayo was just rough back in those
what was messed up? Because me and my sister were like, "Whose team are you on?" I was always on the Nat Love side. She was like, when they were fighting, I remember we were both like, when the girls started fighting. Yeah. We were both like, get her. And I thought we were talking about the same person. And then she's like, get her, Trudy. I was like, hello. What you mean, Trudy? She's like, I'm sorry. I'm on you on Rufus' team? Oh, nah, man. was hilarious. We were both like, she was on Idris' team.
Oh man,
And I was on Jonathan Mayer's team. Well, Nat Love.
Team
and
Nat
Rufus
Love.
Buck.
Yeah, I was Team Nat Love.
Of course.
But I did
But that
love
twist at the end,
Regina
girl.
King's character, though.
I'm not gonna lie, I loved her. I loved her. And I love her little accent too. And I love that she had like the little African boat earrings. I was just the details in that whole thing. And I like how they still talk like black people, even though it was a Western. It was so interestingly like the mix. I was like, this is genius. And then I looked up the guy, and can I just speak to my Niger people, my people? We are doing things out here, a whole us.
Oh,
So James, the director, writer, Jay-Z's friend, and Idris Elba's best friend, he is Nigerian British. And I'm like, look at my people. We just doing things anyway. But
yeah, he did the daggone thing.
That thing was awesome. Like even Ben Barnes posted about you. People need to watch that.
Oh my gosh, he had to bring him in at some point.
Of course,
y'all.
you know I had to bring him in. You know I have many baby daddies. Not gonna lie, my newest one is Simu Liu from Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah,
I have to follow him. He's just fine.
He is.
Holler at me, dude. Holler at me. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly blurt out because that was my main blurt out actually. But I just want to do some honorable mentions so we can get into Black Widow.
Okay.
So some honorable mentions. So I've been blurting out because I've been watching a lot of good stuff lately. Like some TV series I just binged and the movie too. And I was just like, wow, I've been watching some good stuff. So I really, really love, I've watched all seasons of Sex Education.
Oh, I
love
haven't
it.
watched the final season yet.
I'm not going to say nothing about it, but I love it. I like rewatch. Sometimes when I'm working, I play it so I can work.
You hadn't watched it before then.
Remember that last time we talked?
Yeah.
And in between that time, I watched the whole thing.
It's been a while since I watched it. What's his name? The black guy.
Yes, he's Nigerian too.
Yeah, but what's his name?
The guy is actually Rwandan. He plays Eric Effiong.
Eric, I love Eric so much.
And then this season they go to Nigeria. So the newest season, I'm not gonna say anything else about, but the family go to Nigeria for a wedding, of course.
And when he went to the prom, I was like, oh
yes,
my god,
the gay
you look fire.
Yes, the gay lane, everything. He was hot.
Yes,
but I love the character because I watch interviews, so I just fell in love with all the cast. So I was watching all of them do stuff and everything. They're so cute. I love that. I love Sex Education. I'm like, yes. I don't know. You gotta watch season 3 because season 3 is a whole game changer. I really wish to talk to you about it, but I can't. So watch that. And then I watched Harder They Fall. The next thing I watched this interesting British show. I binged this series, and it's called I May Destroy You.
I heard about that.
People
I wasn't
talking about
sure
it.
if I would be into it. I didn't really look into the whole premise of it, but I've heard of it.
Yes, and I wanted to talk about that when we talk about the other show we were doing because it's along the lines of sexual assault in women. And honestly, it kind of goes with the themes because that's a theme. Exploitation, abuse of women is a theme in Black Widow too. But I May Destroy You. I'm not gonna lie, it's a unique show because it's like, excuse me, it's weird. But it's so interesting how she does this this incident of sexual assault. And it was sad to know that the girl who plays the main character, that the same thing happened to her, which is why she did the show. Because sometimes you don't like the main girl at all. And then sometimes you think, well, she causes her own issues. But at the same time, it brings up so many issues about things. Like, I learned about stealthing through the show. Apparently, so when, let's say I learned that stealthing is considered rape as well. Stealthing is when men put the condom on to have sex with you, and then while they're just having sex, they take it off and throw it out without your knowing or knowledge. Oh, yes. So there was an incident in the show, and I was like, man, he was a jerk for doing that. Why would he do that? That's terrible. But I did not really, because it escalated in the show to something, and they were like, "This is rape," and I was like, "Yo,
was this American, British?
It's British. It's all British. Okay, it's all black." Not all black. You see some other stuff.
I only ask because I don't know. Sometimes American laws can differ.
Yeah, but people were saying it's considered rape, and it bring up so much questions about consent and abuse, and it's very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's confusing at times. Just because you feel conflicted about the friends, it really is interesting to watch because you're like, this friend had a hand in this, but they didn't cause this. You know what I mean? their actions or what they said might have done something, but they didn't cause it. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, are you a friend? And then like, oh, is this rape or not? Is that consent or not? It's so interesting to watch. I'm not gonna lie, I binge watched it and I was like really pissed off with the girl because she's just a drug addict. Like, and I was like, stop doing the drugs. You know what I mean? But just because she's a drug addict doesn't mean she deserves to be raped.
Right.
So it brought up all these questions. I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted my sister to watch it.
Shows like that,
it was very thought provoking. And then her last episode she did was so meta, and I was like, why are there so many endings? Like, what's the real thing? And it was so confusing. I still feel some kind of way because I'm just like, but it made a big impression on me, and I could feel and understand why she got so much acclaim. Michaela Cole, it was amazing. Like, she wrote all of it herself.
A lot of nominations or awards or something.
Yes, she wrote all that mess herself, and I have to give her props because it was amazing. She wrote so many different things, and it's really about Londoners, current, how they live, especially the Black Londoners and how they feel. There's gays as well on there, so it's just different things. There's like sexual assault in different areas and it's so many different things you see happen to these group of people. And I just thought it had so many interesting things to say. Even there's some stuff about being Black and in that community, being African Black, which is also a little bit different. So it's a good show. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty thought provoking show. Some people might not like it, but might like certain things. But it's a very thought provoking show. It
makes me okay. The fact that you were blurting out about it makes me now. I'll probably likely watch it because it wasn't something that I had any intentions really to watch. I had heard about like it getting nominated, which is of interest sometimes, but it doesn't always make you want to just leave.
Yeah,
like,
you're right. But as soon as I watched it, I was so flabbergasted at what was going on, and then I was just like drawn in, and I was like, "This is something crazy," but I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah.
And then it kept going. I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And then you're like, "It's back to the crazy." I'm like, "What are y'all doing?" And then I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this." And then you're like, also, it's like a mystery to discover what happened, because the whole situation is what happened to Michaela Cole was that her drink was spiked, and then she was sexually assaulted by someone, and the same thing happened to the main character. But that's the funny thing is she can't remember as much, so it's like the whole episode you're trying to like go through her realizing some stuff, realizing what happened, trying to piece it together, and then the fallout of what happened because of it. It changes you, and it changes you.
That kind of reminds me a little bit of like 13 Reasons Why.
Probably so.
I
haven't seen that one, but I've heard about that too.
Yeah, I've watched, I think it was the first 3 seasons that I watched, and it's actually very, very good. I didn't watch, I think it has 4 or maybe 5. I hadn't finished it, but it makes you think and feel, but you've got to be like mentally and emotionally prepared because like you said, like one of the incidents is sexual assault, and like the scene, it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So I honestly, those are my 2 recommendations. They're both British. Plus the The Harder They Fall. You guys had to check that out. It was the coolest, blackest Western I ever saw in my life, and I loved it.
It was amazing, you guys. You seriously got to check it out. Oh, you know what? One more thing I'm going to slide in there that I'm learning out about, and that is HelloFresh. My HelloFresh meal.
You know what? That's been so good. I forgot one more thing. I'm sorry. I also watched What If, the series.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, sweet.
It's way better than to me, it's better than Loki. Yeah. I loved it. Like, okay, I binged it yesterday while I was doing my hair. And I was impressed. Like, it's very good because I wasn't feeling it at first, so I was just like, nah, I didn't care. But I didn't know there was a What If comic series.
Oh, really?
Like
comic books
have the What If little thing that they do, so they like change the story up. What if Captain Rogers didn't get the serum? There's a bunch of them all over through the comic books, and I was like, I didn't know this was a thing. Again, I watched the behind the scenes. But I recommend y'all watch. So those 3 series: I May Destroy You, Sex Education, and the What If. If you're into comic books, the What If series by Marvel on Disney Plus, y'all gotta watch it. It's good.
Okay, well,
I loved it. I loved it. I'm probably gonna go, except for the zombie episode. Nah, the zombie episode wasn't that bad either. I loved it, and I like that all the actors actually voiced the stuff. Okay. I think except for Scarlett Johansson, I don't think she did the voice for her, but somebody sounded like her.
I think they also didn't get Tom Holland either.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it sounded, whoever played Spider-Man sounded exactly like him.
But did it say him in the credits though? Because I thought I read an article that there was like maybe 2 or 3 people who they didn't get to actually voice them.
I skipped some of the credits because I know the Shuri was not played by Shuri, the guy that plays Shuri.
Okay.
And I'm mad because I heard Black Panther 2 has been pushed back now because she apparently sustained a heavy injury.
Oh no!
So Black Panther is going to be pushed back even more. Although I'm for Letitia Wright, I hope she feels better. Yeah. I really do. But we're not going to get Black Panther as soon as we thought.
Oh, that's a bummer.
She's out for a couple months, actually.
Okay. Well, I hope a swift recovery for her.
Yeah. But HelloFresh. Let's talk about it because I did try. Okay, so your girl Whitney, she bought the stuff, right? And then she sent me a free thing, which I got to thank you for.
You're welcome.
So I over here, I just got the 2. I only got I just wanted to try it, see if I liked it.
Yeah.
And I got this thing called barbecue chicken, pulled chicken tacos.
Okay.
Girl, it was so good. Like, I loved it. I got another meal I should have made already, but I've just been lazy. I have this other one called soy glazed meatballs and vegetable stir fry.
Okay. Oh.
So, I don't know. Like, to me, my family, they just be liking their own stuff. I have so much different taste from them. Mm-hmm. So, none of them had the tacos, but I had that all week. So, I was like, because I got the packages for 4.
Oh, you did the for 4.
Yeah, so that there's like, because there was 3 of us in the house. So, like, I'm not going to just eat it by myself. Like,
right, I got you.
But they didn't want some, so I'm like, well, bet I got more food, you know? And then I have more meatballs and stuff, too, to make the stir fries.
Make sure you go into your account, though, if you're not going to get any more. And...
I called them, yeah.
Okay, and pause
I called them
cancel.
because there was an issue. So I called them about it because I was like, this is not the food I want. I didn't want them to send me the stuff they were going to send me because I didn't want to try those meals. Mm-hmm. So I had to call them so they would change it to what I wanted to try.
Okay. Now I'm just talking about like they'll do it weekly and charge you for the weekly.
I put them into it. I was like, I'm paying this $14 and that's all y'all getting.
Okay.
Give me my 2 meals.
Just making sure. Because like I sent one to my mom as well and she tried. She loves it, by the way. But she didn't realize that, she kind of knew, but she needed me to help her kind of figure out. Mm-hmm. But then the day that I was like over at her house, we both forgot. So I never got a chance to look at it, and so they had already charged her, or like done like a default meal. But she loved everything that she's tried.
Yeah,
and I have tried loved everything that I've tried. I'm like, this is amazing. I mean,
you tried more than 1 week? Did you get like another?
So I've had 4 total.
So 2 a week.
I mean, like, not every single week. I mean, I did that time that Jane was over here. I did that, and then I just did it, like, last week was when my second one came. So, so 4 total, because, 2
Oh,
each.
you had them sent 1 a week. Is that it? Like, how did you do it? Because it looks like
I pause weeks.
Oh, okay.
So, essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to do no more than once a month. Because it's expensive, but I mean I guess I could see why, because like these ingredients are like pretty premium. Like
they send you some. It's fresh. The stuff they send you is fresh. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's just delicious, but I just can't afford to do it that often. So once a month, and it's also nice because for people like me who don't cook as much, it's nice to try different stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you could, they give you the recipe card so you could recreate it. Yeah. Because they don't, they always have different stuff each week. So it's not like you could order the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I know what to do because I'm going to make a cabbage salad and because I did not like their barbecue sauce as much because it was a little too sweet. Okay. That was the only issue I had, that the barbecue sauce was a little too sweet. And then the red onions. So sometimes red onions, like, I love onions, but sometimes it's like my stomach. So I was just like, the onions are I put too much onions in the cabbage. Oh, okay. Because they sent me, like, I thought I'm supposed to use everything that's in there, but I could have just been like, oh no, I'm just going to use half of this onion. Mm-hmm. But it was good. Like, I liked them. I still have, like, the tacos left, and I have a little bit of cabbage salad left, but I crushed the chicken. But I'm not gonna lie, I would love it if they had, like, maybe, I don't know, some kind of way where it was less money. I could do that. Maybe like you said, maybe like once in a while I would do it because it's really nice to try some different stuff. It
is. I love the ability to try different stuff and not be struggling, because you can try different stuff by like finding a recipe online, but then if it's got like strange things that you've never heard of before, you're in the grocery store, and even a lot of apps, like I use the Walmart app and it'll tell you what aisle it is, but those are long aisles. You could be looking in the same spot for like half an hour and it's right in front of your face, and it's like, this eliminates that struggle because it's got everything you need. With except for the essentials that they assume you should have, like salt and pepper and like cooking oil.
That's
butter.
what happens when I go into the international market, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, my mom loves this Korean paste, this Thai red curry paste, and I went through and I couldn't find it. And I was just like, I don't know what. I remember what the picture looked like, but I was like, I don't know where it is in the aisle. So luckily, I went back another day and it was there, and I found it, but I wasn't looking for it. I just looked and I was like, wait a minute, did I check? And I sworn I went down that aisle. Like, so I understand you, but the HelloFresh is not bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. I was supposed to cook one of my meals today, but I forgot.
Say not even pretty good. The stuff that I have ordered. Because
what have you tried so far?
So I've tried. You know what? Let me get my phone here because I just keep it permanently up.
You do?
I mean, not permanently up, but open in a tab.
Okay.
Essentially.
They had some good meals on that thing that I really wanted to try. Because you have to go with what's on the week. And the week that I had that I wanted to try this, I was like, ain't no much stuff on here that I want. But the next week, I was like, oh, I want to try this and this and this.
Yeah, right? So I have tried. So the first week that I ever had it, and what you guys saw me, you and Jane saw me fixing, was the balsamic tomato and herb chicken, which was good, though I probably needed to deglaze the pan, as Jane was saying. But it was still really good. And I had the Szechuan beef noodles, which I actually shared with my mom, and that's what got her in.
Beef noodles?
Szechuan beef noodles.
Oh, beef and noodles. Ooh, that looks
and
good.
It was delicious. Yeah, my mom tried it. She was like, oh my God.
Is that like lo mein I can make myself? I love me some beef lo mein.
I mean, you can take a picture of my card.
I'm trying.
But yeah, it was delicious. So, and then, so what I got delivered last week, not Friday that just came, well, you guys won't know, but I'm telling Bola. Not Friday that just came, but the past Friday, I had delivered barbecue ranch chicken flatbreads.
Oh, was that good?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I
so
shared that with my mom.
You guys check into HelloFresh. Try it. Just try it. Ask for like a trial thingy.
And Italian chicken over lemony spaghetti. Girl.
Oh my God. It was good.
The bomb.
That was one of the ones I just passed on because I was like, nah, I eat pasta all the time.
Girl. It was all butter. The spaghetti was all buttery and just, oh my God.
And you made it yourself, girl.
I made it myself.
Look, we up in here cooking. Okay? We cooking.
Yes, girl. Yes. It was delicious.
We cooking. I like
so,
it.
Sorry, y'all. That's a little more odd and off topic than our usual blurt out. But I was just, I'm a fat kid at heart.
We need to get some sponsorships, I think. HelloFresh, if you out here.
Yes, but it was delicious.
Sponsor. Okay, so we probably should be getting into
yeah. Let's get into
the only other thing I was doing was watching a couple of comedy specials, which were pretty good on HBO. I watched Amanda Seales' comedy special.
I don't know if I'm familiar with her.
Yeah, you are. You never heard of Amanda Seales? I'll show you a picture. Okay. She's on Insecure. She played Tiffany.
I haven't watched Insecure in a while.
Okay. But, yeah. So, let's talk Black Widow. Okay, so let's get into first impressions. Go.
I loved it. I thought it had really good pacing. And I loved, seeing the backstory. And I loved the amount of humor that was injected into it. It wasn't, over the top, but it was, this great amount. I love her sister just making fun of her over her, superhero pose.
Yes, the posing, yes, because she does it. She's such a poser. She is. She loved that.
Exactly. And then when she was on the airship.
She did it again.
And she was like, oh my God, that was disgusting.
She tried it herself. Yeah, she tried it herself, and she's like, I can't do it. I can't.
But it was just
so your first impression is I really, really enjoyed the film. I was like, they should have done this sooner.
Yes.
Why haven't they? But I think it took them some time because they really wanted, because she was so integral in all the other films, because she's done a lot of them. But I was like, why she didn't ever have her own film? But I guess now that because of Disney
and she's
Plus,
such a G. In the other films, she really drew my attention. In I think it was Iron Man 2. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and then Kevin Feige was saying that with Disney Plus being initiated, it allowed them to do more stuff. So it's like Black Widow's getting her own. She got her own movie, and then Hawkeye, who was the other main Avenger that didn't have their own thing, he's got a TV series coming out soon. So that's the next series I'm about to watch. So I'll be caught up on all the Disney series.
Wait, when's that coming out?
Very soon. It starts in December.
Oh, December. Okay. I guess for
it
some
either
reason
starts
I thought
Thanksgiving
it was
or December.
No,
it's a Christmas thing, so they're doing it for this month.
Oh,
for this year.
Sweet.
It's either gonna start in the end of this month or beginning of December.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's for this year, and then that's the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just love the whole story. I love that they did go into her background and the whole thing with her being raised in the Red Room. I love that they made like this pseudo family.
Yeah.
That like they made the story like I don't know if that's in the comic books and stuff, but I love that they made that. Oh, it was a mission. I don't know why I didn't. When I watched it the first time, it didn't register to me that, oh, this was a mission. I just thought this is what they were doing, and then they just got separated.
I kind of figured and kind of knew that based off of, other movies about, like, sleeper cells and stuff. And, like...
It just didn't register to me for some reason.
Carter?
Oh, of course. I love Agent Carter. Peggy?
Didn't they have the Red Room in Agent Carter? One of the characters who was, like, Nemesis?
Yeah.
So I was like...
Yes, you're right.
I think that they had the Red Room in that as well. But I don't think they called them... They didn't call them widows. I think they called them something else. Sparrows? I might be getting this confused with another movie, though.
Well, I remember because they had the beds where they were chained and stuff. Because that was from the 40s. So, and then this is this time period.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did. I'm going to double check on that because I think I know who you're talking about, the crazy, beautiful woman. There was like one really pretty woman. Right. But she was crazy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She was doing a lot. I remember, and I loved the Peggy Carter series. So
I was so sad when it got canceled. I was like, bring Peggy Carter back.
I don't know why they did that mess because it was really good. I was like, stop.
So too. I
was waiting.
It.
I was like, when are her and the dude gonna get together? But anyway, back to Black Widow. So our first impressions are really outstanding. Like, honestly, this was like a solid action Marvel film. Like, it was Marvel-y. Marvel-y. I only say that because I had talked to a friend because I did watch Eternals. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I did watch Eternals, and then I had a friend that a mutual friend, you know, she messaged me about why she didn't like it, and she was like, "It's not Marvel-y," and I was like, "Okay." She's like, "It's not Marvel-y," and I was like, "Okay, that's a good description," you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's go into what we liked about this movie.
Honestly, I just like ScarJo. Like, Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow has always been a G.
Yeah.
Since she first showed up, every time she's in another movie, like even before having her own movie, she just, to me,
she grows every time.
Yeah, and she just captures you. When she's on camera, she's always a badass.
I remember when she had the audacity to be like, "I'm going blonde in this episode, this new Infinity War. I think it was Infinity War. Yeah. She was like, "I'm going blonde. Bump it." You know, I was like, okay, ScarJo. So, okay. Like, Natasha Romanoff, her character is like, I remember, like, there's a line in the film where
she's
Rachel
like a
Weisz...
Xena character.
Exactly. There was a line in the film where Rachel Weisz asked her, Rachel Weisz, who plays Melina, who was Melina,
I believe.
Who was like her momish kind of character. And she was like, "How did you keep your heart?" And that's the thing with her. She is tough as she is. She has so much heart in her, and you see that all the time. It's almost like she's like the heart of the Avengers. You know what I mean? Because she be trying to bring them back and stuff. Because, you know, the boys, they be just having their egos and be doing some stupid stuff.
I mean, like, I think it might be a tie between her and Clint.
Clint's all right. Clint's like the little lonely brother that be coming back. Like, you know, the one that likes to go off and then he comes back. So I like their relationship. I would say their relationships are like two hearts, two halves.
Yeah.
They're both really awesome. But all the characters are wonderful. But, you know, you have those big ones, the Thor, the Iron Man, the Captain America, Hulk. Right. And then you got these other ones. They're like the ones with no powers, but they still do things.
Because they got so much heart. Because it takes a lot of balls.
Exactly.
Or, you know, ovaries, wearing those ovaries on the outside.
Do it.
To have no superpowers and be like, but I'm going to go out here and fight some people, though.
I'm going to fight some space people with no powers. Bet. Like, honestly, right? I'm going to fight a robot that'll be talking out his mouth, off his neck sometime. And I'm going to fight. I'm like,
you're even more of a G because you're at even a disadvantage, and the fact that you're still gonna do it is like, you are a G.
Yes. So I just always love her character. Plus, she's like one of the main women that they even introduced because it was such a boys' club for a while.
Was it in Avengers when she was like tied up in the chair and they like called her? And she's like,
that was the first time we saw her, and she like
it wasn't. I don't think it was the first time we saw. Oh, in a dress.
Yes,
okay.
That was the first time she saw her. I know, and the reason why it is the first time because I watched a documentary on Disney Plus about Black Widow after watching it again last night. And one of the creators said that they love that the first time you see her is she's tied to a chair in a tight dress, and then she gets out of that, fights these big bad Russians, and then she just make a phone call and pick up her heels. And it was just like, bam, you know who you're dealing with. Yeah. You know who you're dealing with. And I love that I'm so happy that they made her a storyline. I think even Scarlett Johansson says at the same time, she's like, it's almost like the fans demanded it. They're like, how come she don't have her own movie?
Because she's such a badass. She don't have her own movie? It's sacrilege to not give this character their own movie. She's such an awesome character.
She's a baddie.
That's right.
She's a baddie.
But you know what? It's so interesting because, like, when you said she was like, and I like filled it in with like a Xena character, I can see like pretty direct correlations because you know, Xena started out as a warlord. She started out as an assassin. Bad.
Yeah, Xena
and
was
like
bad at
her
first.
greatest, like in her mind, I think sin was like the fact that she blew up the building with what was the girl's name?
Budapest. Antonia, and I feel that was almost like a direct correlation. Dreykov's daughter
with not Dreykov's daughter.
Oh, that was for her, Natasha. It was Dreykov's daughter.
But you know, what was her name? Hudson Leake's character on Xena.
Hudson.
That was the actress's name, but she was like the foil to Xena.
You talking about her partner?
No. That was Gabrielle. I know Gabrielle. She was.
You mean the one that played her daughter?
No.
Girl,
crap.
I can't remember.
Okay, hold on one sec.
All right, so I'm gonna just go on about what else I liked.
Yeah, you go.
First of all, I love her sister, her pseudo sister Yelena. I'm like, Florence Pugh is one of my. I really like that girl.
What else has she been in?
She's been in something called Midsummer, which I'm not gonna watch because I don't like culty movies about cults.
Yeah,
but
that's
people
not
talked about
one
it.
I'm gonna watch.
I'm not gonna look at that.
Callisto.
Oh yeah, her.
Because remember she burned down her village and stuff. Yeah. So I can see almost like a direct correlation, like they were collateral damage. It's like one of the biggest things that they have guilt over. Yeah. So just wanted to draw that.
But Florence Pugh, you see her in she did a movie where she played like a wrestler, where she was like one of the first female British wrestlers. I don't know. That was like the first movie I saw her in. She was also in the movies,
but I know that show Glow. Was she in Glow?
No. Okay. I don't remember. It's a wrestling movie. She played a wrestler. She was also in The Outlaw King with Chris Pine. She played like his wife, and it was a period piece. Saw that. I would recommend it because it was actually good, and I like Chris Pine.
I never saw Little Women, but apparently she was in
And she was in Little Women, and I saw that, and I loved it. And her character was I loved her little smart-ass character. She was so cute.
Is that on anything? Because I really want to see it. Because I wanted to see it in theater, but did you see it in theaters?
Yeah, I went to the theater.
Yeah, and then Ashley saw it in theaters as well, and I was like, I've never read the books, but I actually would have wanted to see that.
I would have to check, did you check Netflix?
I haven't checked. I was just curious if you just knew offhand.
No, because I saw it in the theater, so I haven't seen it again. Because I did really like it though, and so Florence, she just did an awesome job. She brought so much, like you could just tell because she was the younger one, and they really wanted that. It was so heartbreaking to see that they really wanted that time period to be real, but it was it was fake, but they were there for 3 years. That's a long time to be pretending to be a family, like. The little children be like, yeah, okay, I'm safe now. This is my mom. This is my dad.
Yeah, and she was like, when they left, she was 6. So that means she started out as 3. So for her, she doesn't know anything else. Like, this is my family.
Yeah, they were taken so early. And what we know now that she was actually taken from her mother. Like, we know Natasha was taken from her mother.
Yeah.
So that's really crazy. And I was like, first of all, can I say the theme that I got from this movie was one about not only fierce girl power, but like encouraging, empowering women, but also about the many ways in which women are abused. Like, I don't know why this thing made me think of so many things. Like, I think Jane told us that this is like Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'm gonna double check that, y'all. Don't quote me on it because I remembered something. It was either last month or this month, but I think it's this month. But my thing is, there's so many things happening to women and girls, and one thing I hated about Dreykov, and he's not like a really bad villain or whatever, like as in the ones we've seen on Marvel. But what makes him so terrible is how flippant he is about the fact that it doesn't matter. I can grab more girls, because it's almost like, oh, women are not wanted as much. And that thing you see so many times in so many places.
Yeah,
the way women are treated in some other countries.
I want to piggyback off of that. It was for me like you know, just as a whole, you don't think of him as like one of the worst villains. But if you really think about what he's doing, it's so terrifying because it makes you think of like Get Out. Mm-hmm. The premise, like they've taken over, like you have no control. Like
it's kind of worse. Well, I guess not that. I didn't mean bad as in like, what he did is not bad. What he did is bad. It's just like he's not one of the powerful villains. Like you know what I mean? I know what you're saying, but it's just like if you really think about it, like this is one of the most horrible things. Yeah, because he'll just be taking girls and babies when they're young, and he's like, doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, it's horrible that you took girls and babies, but the fact that you have taken someone's free will, that was terrible. Yes. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And then I was so heartbroken to find out that Yelena was stuck in that still. Yeah.
So I was like, was Natasha stuck in that as well?
No, they said she wasn't. Remember, she said she got out before
they made the stuff. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because remember she told her, she was like, you had psychological conditioning. Mm-hmm. I had like chemically they took away my free will.
It was terrible. Yeah. And then, you know, they stripped them of their reproductive organs so they can't have children. And I'm like, I don't think they can have sex either. Because I'm like, a hysterectomy, just all that mess is gone. Like, ain't nothing happening down there. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's true.
I don't know. Well, when you hysterectomy, you can't lubricate as well. It just be dry.
I mean, I guess you use more lube, though. But
I guess you can use lube. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not true, though, that you can't have sex.
Well, I guess so, but I don't know. This is what I heard from some people, that your drive is gone, and then you just drive.
I mean, maybe drive is affected.
About it on the show. I'm sorry, y'all. But it's just like, it's so many things about being a woman that they've taken away. They can't have children. They can't be mothers. They can't, do things for themselves. They just have to be seen as weapons and not people. I remember I was like, she was talking about her little vest, and I didn't even realize that that's the vest she was wearing in Avengers Infinity War. And it was like, she's just like, this is the first piece of clothing I was able to buy by myself. I was like, yo,
wow, yeah,
that's deep. You know what I mean?
But you know, one thing that struck me as like near the end of the film, when they like use the counter agent to set them free, and they're like, what do we do now? And Natasha's like, you're free, you can do whatever you want. And I'm looking in my head, I'm like, that's kind of a bullshit answer, Natasha. They have been subjugated for like years, decades. They need some hardcore ass therapy. This is, like, I could imagine almost like...
But it's kind of like Bucky in like the Falcon series. It's like he's done fighting now. So he had the same problem. It's like, yeah, you're free to go. You've been pardoned. But, so he was in therapy too.
And they've done like all these terrible things. But yeah, I feel like they need like hardcore like reconditioning, like entry into society.
But it's like she's not the one to do that though. Natasha's not. She can't help them.
I mean, she's not, but like I feel like I know this is getting beyond the purview of the movie, but I'm like, in my head I'm thinking like they need some type of program for these women.
I know. I was like hoping that they'd figure out something.
I feel like someone coming out of a situation like that, because what is it? Not the Green Mile. What's the Shawshank Redemption? Because you remember? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, of course.
So you know how like some guys like got out of jail and then they like killed themselves because they didn't know what
to
do
live,
with themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like
they did some stuff. Because my mom worked in the jail. A lot of those teenage boys, because she worked for juveniles, a lot of them came back because they didn't know about life outside the jail. So they did stuff just to come back in.
Yeah, and I felt like when I watched that scene in my head, I was thinking, oh my God. This to me feels like a situation like that where they don't even know what to do with the freedom. And it's going to be like a problem unless there's some like hardcore action to help them to figure out what to do with it. Because just like, you can't just like give a whole bunch of money to like a teenager. They're going to like freaking you need to like teach them how to be responsible.
Yeah, I wondered about that too, because I was like, okay, we don't see the widows as much, which I wish we could have seen more of them, but it's like, what would they do? Like, I would have liked to see an ending scene or something to show that maybe like not Marlena, I don't know what I call her. Melina and Yelena would maybe have did something, like made something, or because they were all like sisters.
That's true.
But they might have just been released into the world.
Maybe they did. Maybe they started their own thing to help them.
Yeah, because with the ending scene, we might have. I don't know what she's doing. I still can't tell because Valentina. I'm just like,
who is? I've seen her before, but where have I seen her before?
The first place we saw her was at the end of was during the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
She was the one who was like the
with
dude
the dark
who went
with
crazy?
the dark captain. Yeah, what did they call him? The bad captain, the dark captain, whatever.
I don't know what they call him.
His character in the comics was that.
I thought so because I'm like, isn't this? She seems to be trying to like just kind of take people and twist them.
Well, it looks like because there were some Dark Avengers, so it was like the reverse of them, but they were doing bad. So the guy that played the opposite of Steve Rogers. Well, I forget what his name was in the show. I think it was David or Will. But the one that played the new Captain America, it was like he's going to be the dark one now, I think. So I think they're trying to put together a team of the Dark Avengers.
The anti-Avengers.
The anti-Avengers, yeah. But I just don't like, because it looks like she's trying to paint Clint as the person that killed her, when I'm like, she gave her life of her own accord, okay? Don't be doing that to Clint.
When she said that, in my mind, I was like, you bitch.
Yes, that's what I'm like, she's stirring up trouble. I don't know what she's doing.
They were fighting each other so that the other one would not die. That was her brother, man. Like, you were
I don't know what she's trying to do.
That was her brother. I don't know what she's trying to do,
but I was like, yo, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the scenes, though. So this movie was full of fight scenes.
Oh, my God.
Man, the fight scenes were amazing.
Yes.
My God.
Like, when... Like my favorite one was like Yelena when she was on the airship, and I can't remember exactly what scene it is, but she does something and it's like a roll takedown, and I was like, oh my God. Yes. Like it was just like,
I mean, to be in these films you gotta be fit. I'm just saying. I would just be, as soon as I saw that thing, I'm like, I'm out. Somebody call a doctor. They had me rolling on the fight when her and Yelena met each other at the end, like for the first time after years of being separated. I was like, so y'all just trying to kill each other in the room? Like, what's going on? Y'all getting a little too froggy. Like, that was like a deep, like, I'm trying to harm you fight. You know what I mean? Not like just a regular car chase.
I feel like it was just because they're both assassins and they've never really trusted people easily. So they're like, I don't know if I can trust you because you went through the Red Room just like I did, and I know what it did to me. So I don't know if it still has that effect on you.
Yes, but I saw in the documentary. Yes, I'm bringing that information here for y'all, just for y'all, because we got some analysis going. But it was almost like the director, who's I think she's from New Zealand based on her accent. She's this New Zealand lady. I'm sorry, I don't have her name. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll look it up later. But she was saying how they kind of used the fights not only to propel the story, but they were like, the fights said things. So it was almost like that fight between them was kind of like the fight between Shang-Chi and his sister, who's like, you left me and you never came back. You got out, didn't come and check. So it's almost like the fight and aggression is what they can't say. That's why they were going hard. You know what I mean?
I got you. I see.
Yeah, and I thought, when she said that, I was like, oh, that's deep. I like that. And then I saw it again. I was like, oh, I can see that. You know? Mm-hmm. And so it was that one fight in particular.
Kate Shortland.
Yeah. She was great. She did a great job on this film as the director. But the fight scenes were just so intense. I was like, yo. And then for Black Widow at the end, when she faced off Dreykov, to hurt her own... Like, to sever her own
olfactory
nerve,
or whatever it's called.
This guy is such a you-know-what. Like, he's a weak man.
And a little bitch. I'm going to say it. He was a little bitch.
That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say the P word, actually. But that one's not. He is. Because I'm like, so you can't even fight like that. But you going to put this chemical thing so that when they smell you, they can't even do nothing to you?
Exactly.
Oh, you a punk for real.
And then you going to go and punch and kick her around. And she can't do anything, but you feel like a big man. Because
you're over there slapping little girls around. Like, no. And then I was like, you're a punk for just taking girls. You know what I mean? It's just... Anyway, that's what men do. Some men. So I was just mad because he was terrible. And he had his own daughter. I was like, God, what you did to your own daughter? You should have just let her die, honestly, than what he ended up doing to her. It was so worse.
I mean, I feel like he could have saved her without doing what he did to her because, like, I understand wanting to do, as a parent, wanting to do everything you can to save your child, but you
turned her into a weapon.
Exactly. And not even just a weapon. You turned her into a mindless weapon. She had no will of her own because you saw the fact that it released her that, dude, you did this to your own daughter. You took away her free will.
That just shows his, like, just lack of compassion. I'm like, why did you even have the girl? Like, and it was just girls. Like, I don't know why this disturbs me so much. Maybe because I've seen so many things and read so many things about things that are done to women, especially in other countries, here too. But like, I watch a lot of Indian movies where so much stuff happens to little girls, child marriages, all this stuff, like girls not being able to go to school because of parental things, or just even disenfranchisement just because they're a woman. You can't vote. You can't do this. You have no say. Your husband dies, and so the family can take stuff. And like certain African cultures, like when the husband dies, you don't get to have the stuff. They come and grab everything, and you're just like left with, like, are you serious? Or the women can't make choices. In some Muslim communities, they're like, no, they can be handed off to this woman, this person. It's just all this stuff, it happens to, and it's so terrible. Sex trafficking, of course, main issue, and being sex slaves, all this kind of stuff. So it just infuriated me. Yeah. But I love that they addressed it. That it was like, this is abuse. Abuse made this organization. I mean, it made her strong and stuff. However, it didn't break her. It didn't break her spirit, which I really, really like. But I like that they tackled this. They didn't make it so big and prevalent, but they tackled it. They wanted to show it. So it's like, no, we are going to empower little girls. Because I watched this film first time on Disney Plus with my mom, my sister, and my 2 little nieces. One is 6 and one is 9. And at first she was kind of getting scared in the beginning, during the little scene where you're like, where they're fighting and everything. But then she watched the whole thing. And then she ended up loving her, that she wanted to watch Black Widow again. And I love that. Yeah. I love that she was saying, like, no, girls have to take this. Because she was just like, what are they doing to the little girls? Yeah. I was like, because like right now, let's watch.
And it applies from, like, a race and ethnicity standpoint, but also from a gender standpoint or from a sexual orientation standpoint. Representation matters. It matters to be able to see, like, a strong female character.
It's just about just telling you stories about, like, the shining light on, like, all the atrocities like happened to it. It's like, to me, it's like almost like they were representing all these things that we know are happening to women all over the world, and we're like, no. I love that the takedown, like in her movie, was like, we're taking this down for good. She thought she took it out, but it wasn't out. It was still running. So it was like, no, we taking this, we annihilating this, and she had to pull that mess out of the sky. Yo, Marvel, they just be going places, because I was like, where is Red Room? Of course it's not on the ground, because he's a punk. He's in the sky. Like, really? Y'all just gonna be living in the space? Like, really? You just up there so that nobody can touch you?
Just because you're in the sky doesn't make you a punk, because S.H.I.E.L.D.'s headquarters was also a flying fortress.
I mean, but just like, you're just a punk for that. Like, just like,
I mean, you're
doing your dirt.
He himself was a punk, but yeah, just because he had a flying fortress. I'm
just like looking at like the bully just be like hiding. You're like, you gonna try and be a bully and stuff, but that you over there hiding. Come down here and say something to my face. I just hated that, but I just thought it was so cool that that's where the fortress was, because she never knew where it was.
That was pretty cool. That was an interesting like twist. Yeah, it's like S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't the only one with like a flying fortress. And
I just thought it was very, very interesting to me. I felt like S.H.I.E.L.D. had some on-floor base places too, though. On the ground bases. I feel like they did.
Well, she said they moved it all the time, so I feel like those were like almost like safe houses, and maybe that was like headquarters, the flying place.
But so the fight scenes were great.
Oh yeah.
I just love that this was like the film where you see her get flustered. Like she got so close to, like, it's unfortunate, but everyone in the situation, it kind of became her family. So it's like she had like a pseudo family, like, the nuclear unit. The dad, the mom, another 2 children, 2.5 children. They always say 2.5. And I'm like, how you gonna have half a kid? But whatever. And then the pig. There's no dog. There was a pig. And so I like they went back to the table. They went back to the place where they were.
Back to life.
Back to reality. Back from the fantasy. Yeah. Tell me how. Take the initiative. I'll be there when you can. Until you're ready. Yeah. However do you want it? However do you need it? How? I'm sorry if we got the lyrics wrong. Yeah.
No, I think you got it. I think you had it, because I couldn't remember some of them, so I let you go for the part.
I was like, Lord, please don't let my mind fail me with my song lyrics, because I love that jam. Anyway, it's such a bop. Anyway, but she went back, and I love that you saw her during that dinner table scene. I love a good dinner table scene, because all the stuff always happened. Like, if you look at Shang-Chi, had a dinner table scene too. Yeah. The dinner table is always when stuff goes down. Just the most awkward, the best scenes in movies are at the dinner table.
I thought this was also, because they said that Florence Pugh was going to be the new Black Widow, right?
I didn't hear this.
I thought that was okay. Anyway, well,
what? For real?
I think so. Or I guess she's supposed to be like a replacement or something for Black Widow's character.
Maybe she's gonna be the Dark Black Widow.
But anyway, like, I thought this was a great introduction to her character because she was so likable. I love her.
She was so cute. I was just like,
and then she was like, you are blah, 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 blah. She was like, I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
But when I see Florence, I just think she's so cute. I'm just like, her little face, she's so pretty.
She is.
So cute. I just want to, And she was so fierce, though. Like, she was like, I'm here. I'm a fighter. She's like the best child fighter. That's what let's talk about the red.
Oh my God. He was so not self-aware.
Let's talk about the dad. What did he call himself?
The Red
Captain?
No,
Captain Red?
No.
The Red Avenger?
Something red.
Red Baron?
Wait.
I know, it's kind of messed up. We should probably find out what But his character was like, I love how everyone was like, he's the most insecure character that they have. He was the most insecure character in the whole series. In that whole
Red Guardian.
Yeah, thank you, Red Guardian.
But he
because
was
he
also
wanted
so
people
hilarious.
to like him so much. But
yes,
he was a little too
insecure.
much at times.
And
I'd be
so
like, shut up.
self-centered because he's like always. She's like, you're seriously going to make this about you?
Yeah, remember he's like, you named the pig after me? I'm like, yeah. She's like, don't you see the resemblance? I'm like, both of y'all are weird. But I thought they were cute.
And when she went off into the room and like shut the door, he's like, I'll talk to her. And he's like, and my feet, my hands were in the water.
Oh my gosh, he was talking about how his dad and him survived.
Oh my gosh. So he wouldn't get frostbite. She was like, what is the
Did
point
he say make bathroom in my hand?
Yeah, or something like that. And she's like, what is the point of the story? He's like, dads, right? And I was like, what? What?
She was like, I came in here because I didn't want to talk. Why are you in here talking? I love, Yelena was like, I don't want to talk to you, Red Baron. No, my bad, Red Guardian. I don't want to talk to you. I'm mad because she felt like it was real. And I feel so bad because
and
it's
he kept
saying,
he's like, it was so boring. 3 years of
I
just
know. I was like, you're so insensitive.
Dude, she's right here. She just said that she thought of y'all like truly her family, and you're just saying that was like the worst 3 years of your life.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
dude.
so the best part I like that happened between them, besides the fight that they had, was at the end where Natasha confessed that it was real to her too. Oh my God, it was just like, it was so gratifying. I was like, I know, Natasha, you all there for 3 years. That's a lot for kids. That's like a whole lot.
And you saw it, like she was dead set on protecting her little sister. Like when they went to grab her arm, she was like she grabbed the gun. She was like, don't touch her. I will kill you. Do not touch her.
That was amazing. I was just like, that little girl got moxie, and then that's what Dreykov said too. Of course, they used her, but to find out that she was like, there was some kind of genetic predisposition program where they like just sensed in her mother's womb that she would be like a kick-ass baby. I'm like, what? I don't know who does that. It's so terrible. It just makes you think like, what is the real stuff was happening in the real world? We don't know. Stuff would be happening, but if this really was a thing, it's just so bad. The espionage. You just never know the treacherous things they do to people's lives.
Oh my God. And you remember like after they saved Alexei / the Red Guardian?
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I am so proud of you girls. You are the youngest and the best child assassin.
I know.
And you blah, blah, blah.
You're an Avenger.
An Avenger. It's like, both of your ledgers are just dripping with red.
I know.
And I'm like, what the that is not a good thing. We were trying to get away from
mess. He was a whole mess. I had to, like, honestly, I was surprised that they picked Rachel Weisz to be in the movie because I was like, she is not who I consider an action hero. So
she was looking badass when she had the suit on with the sticks. I was like, oh, look at you, girl.
This is the first time I see, and then she's like, okay, well, they picked her for her brain, so she had the brains of the whole thing. So I understand like her main wasn't a combat thing, so I understand. But I was like, I had to give it to her because she had to do some action stuff, not a lot. Because I was like, Rachel Weisz, I was like, what are you doing in Black Widow? Can you fight? That's what I thought. I love Rachel Weisz. I love watching her films because she's such a good dramatic
in the
actress.
Mummy. Like, the first 2 movies where she was actually in it, because once they put the other lady in, I was like, whack, whack.
But I liked how it was so funny because she was just like the epitome of like a Russian mom. She's like, I didn't tell you to get soft. You know what I mean?
She's like, this didn't happen on my watch.
I know. She's just like, wow. So me just letting you just gonna talk about that. It was just so funny. And Natasha just looked at her like, really? But I like that something that Melina's character, Rachel Weisz's character, Melina helped her to keep her heart.
She did, because she told her
so
2
interesting.
things. Well, she told both of them the one thing, like, pain makes you stronger. just makes us stronger. And then she said to her, but like before they took them away, like, do not let them take your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. Because you saw that she felt
she didn't want to go back either.
She didn't want to go back.
It looked like all of them didn't want to go back. Even he did not want to go back. He was so bored, but he was fronting, honestly. He didn't look like he wanted to go back either.
I think to a far lesser degree than the rest of them, but I think it was Melina and Natasha to the greater degree, because you could see on her face that she really didn't want to have to take them.
Mm-hmm. But he looked like he was the only one who could calm them both down so they can inject them and take them somewhere else. Mm-hmm. He's like, him doing that, coming out like a father like that, I was like, yo, that was in him though. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like, as soon as it's like he had to wash it off. Like he had to tuck it back. Mm-hmm. It was in him, but he's like, I had to tuck it back. These are not my daughters. I gotta keep moving because that's what we're here for. And then he ended up rotting in jail for the rest of his time. And then that just goes to show he thought he was useless the whole time. And I was like, because it was like, you're not a woman. So he utilizes mostly women. I was surprised that he used him, and he was like the only man you see him, really using like that. Because most of the Black Widows he just spent somewhere.
In the Black Mass, the ones who were like,
the muscle teams, yeah. But it feels like the Widows were like specially made for other things.
Yeah, they were like the assassins, his special ops.
Yeah, so it's like, he kind of threw him away, and I kind of felt bad for him for that, because I was like, you just been in jail this whole time? Damn.
I thought it was funny though when he was talking about the fact of why he was in jail. He was like, well, maybe I talked about the fact that the party was not as much of a party. Maybe I didn't like his hair and made a comment about it once.
He was all over the place, but they made him funny. He provided some comic relief.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. Honestly, I really enjoyed the film. Like, and I like that they wedged it right in they put it in a place of time on the timeline of Avengers, the whole Marvel timeline. That made sense. That was like, okay, so she was accomplishing this while we were waiting in between Infinity War and what was the last one she was in? Civil War? Yeah. In between Civil War and Infinity War. Because I think Spider-Man's and stuff came out, but she wasn't in that. What came after Civil War? It looked like the events of this was right after Civil War. That's what it looks like. And then it looked like from there she went to Infinity War in between the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And it was like nicely placed. And I like that they finally told us what happened in Budapest. The scenes were like, there was a lot of intense scenes in this one. The fighting and the car chase and the...
Yeah.
I like that you got to see her vulnerable a little bit.
I love her, like, friend, the British dude.
Yeah,
from
and she's like, Handmaid's Tale.
And he's like, Budapest. She's like, Budapest.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Budapest.
Oti Fagbunle, another Nigerian. What?
But it was just funny, like, with them arguing about the pronunciation. He's like, pest.
It was a really good movie. I just enjoy it. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. So, what will you rate it, Whitney?
I don't have anything bad to say about it, but it's not like top. So I think I would give it 9 glasses.
You know what? I was going to say the same thing. I give it a 9.5 glasses so far to date.
Let's stay on brand here.
9 glasses and a monocle.
There we go.
My bad. Yes, that's right. You can't have half a glass. It's 9 glasses and a monocle. I give it because I was like, you're right. It wasn't like, there was just something that I'm like, I just had to give that 5.5 for, just for some stuff. But it was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Where I would give it a 10. Like Shang-Chi get a 10 all day, every day.
Yeah. I can't even say why I wouldn't give it a 10, but it's just, I don't know.
Something about it.
Yeah, because it was great.
It was amazing.
I don't know.
I would watch it again.
Yeah.
I did watch it twice. It is amazing. And it's just like, it's not my absolute favorite impression upon, but I loved it. I enjoyed this film thoroughly. I thought it was great. I thought they honestly did her well. They did her well.
I agree.
And I was proud of the film. I was like, yes, do her well.
This was a great
send-off for her character.
I agree.
It was a great send-off. It was a solid send-off.
She was a badass all throughout as a character in the MCU, so it's like, you needed to do it right.
Mm-hmm. And I think they did.
I agree.
They put the messaging in there. I honestly want to know what they did with what. I hope they end up showing somehow, some way, what they did with the knowledge and all the information she got about the widows and the other women that he had all over the place.
I think
that was like a horrifying scene you saw her
I think
experience.
they just wanted to use it to deprogram them so that they could find them and use the serum on them.
Yeah, because it was like you could see her face when they had the map. She was like horrified that there was like so many more little girls he was targeting or already targeted.
Oh my god, I thought I took this out.
Yeah, so I wanted to know that, like, I really would like to know. Hopefully, they can mention it somewhere where they'd be like, okay, so this is what we did, or they cut it off, or they returned the girls back to their home, their moms, whoever they took them and snatched them from. And then that's all I would have to say. I can't wait to see what Yelena's gonna do. I think she's gonna be in the Hawkeye series, honestly.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So that is it from us about Black Widow. We give it a solid 9 glasses. We would say just average it, I guess. Although it's hard to average like 2. Yeah, you kind of need at least 3 to do an average, really. But we give it 9.
Well,
it's a great movie.
You can average with 2. It's just with glasses and monocles, it's hard to.
I don't think there's any other thing. So
I don't think
we say a solid 9.
A monocle,
I know. A contact.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so
the average
9 glasses on a contact lens. That's just hilarious now. All right, guys. So we are gonna blurt out, and we just go check out all the stuff we've been talking about, y'all.
Yeah,
y'all have an awesome weekend and a good holiday. If we don't come back at y'all, okay? Bye.
Bye.
Gobble gobble. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Please subscribe to our show on whatever podcast listening app you use and share the show with other Blerds and non-Blerd family and friends. And if you like our episode, please rate and review us on iTunes.
The intro and outro music is Twilight by Caption. You can find them on SoundCloud, username Caption, spelled Capshun. The show notes are by Bola, Hanson, and the audio engineering is by Whitney Booker.
And you can contact us by email at blerdtalkbw@gmail.com. And also, don't forget to get social, you guys. You can find us on our social media at Instagram and Twitter, with our @handle being @blerdtalkbw. And we've got our individual things going on too, y'all. So you can find me, your Blerd Fashionista, on Instagram and Twitter at BolaStoryB. That's B with 2 E's like the insect. And I've got my own personal YouTube channel, just Bola Sade. That's BOLASHADE. D as in dog, E as in elephant.
And this is Whitney. You can find me at my company, Luminavi Studios. The email address is wit@luminavi.com. That's WHIT@LUMENAVI.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Luminavi Studios.